So you will not be making out with Matt tonight.
No. Yeah. It's our anniversary this weekend, so we'll just, hopefully the garlic smell has worn off by then. Tomorrow. That's not good. He'll be like, oh, Lordy. Let me adjust your neck. Yeah, I couldn't work out today because of my neck. It's so bad when you have an injury. It's like the worst thing ever. And it was Shanti that killed me. I'm recording this right now and I'm talking like this. Okay. Yeah, Shanti, stretch really good before you do a Shanti workout if you have any sort of injury. Because he's an animal. All right, so what's up, Team Shine? Thanks for making the team call tonight. Love you girls that showed up, and then love all of you that are watching. And I'm really hoping that tonight just helps you guys, because that's what I'm here to do every week, is just to come and serve with an open heart and kind of share what I've been struggling with, and hopefully give you some tips and tricks on just how to manage the work-life balance, because that is, we have so much passion inside of us, and we have so much desire, and we want so much out of life, but there's only so many hours in a day, and we have children and families and work and whatever else, many things pulling on us. So I wanted to see if I can go over some I want to really talk about tonight time management with your business, and then having some smart success in that. And I'm just going to do a little plug for Shalene Johnson, because if any of you follow her on social media, she is launching her Smart Success, which will be, I think it's like next March or something. So she's opening up enrollment for that, and it is the coolest event. And a lot of entrepreneurs say, because you're working from home, you're doing things on your own, you need to get to about 2 personal development conferences a year. So one of them would be Summit for us, obviously, because that's like our Beachbody meeting place where we, where God comes down and like rains on us Beachbody coaches, and it's like the best thing ever, right? But you need maybe one other. So even if you have another business that you really want to excel in, Shalene will teach you how to do all of that. So check out Smart Success. It's a really cool conference. And what I loved about going to that conference last March was that it just kind of gave me vision, and it gave me direction in my day with all of it. So I'm going to kind of go over, we're going to relate it to Beachbody, but it's going to be personal stuff too, obviously, because it's all work, it's all business and all personal. So I want to talk a little bit about, like, when you guys are working, let's talk about Facebook first, okay? Because Facebook is like the worst time suck ever if you let it. Because you'll get on there and you'll be like, I'm going to say happy birthday to all my friends that are, it's their birthday today, because that's a really great tool to use for people to, once you comment on their page for their birthday, then they're going to see more of your stuff. So I always say happy birthday. Even if I don't really know them, I'll just say happy birthday. So every day I do that. But then I'll go in to do that, and I'll be, oh, I have notifications. Oh, there's messages. Oh, there's this. And you're like literally all over the place. Like you can't even focus because your brain is going in a million different directions. So Facebook is definitely something that you need to be careful with, because Beachbody is a fun business too, right? Like we're on there and we're chatting with each other, and we're in the, the challenge group and the coach page and all these different places where we need to be. But when we open up our computers and when we actually set our mind to work, we need to know exactly where we're going first. And we're going to make time, like Shalene Johnson will say in Smart Success, she's like, make time for your Instagram scrolling and your Facebook scrolling, but make sure to get all your other work done first. And that is where the discipline of what we do comes in. And I just was reading in a book that I can't remember the exact quote, and I was so bummed I didn't highlight it, but it was basically like the most successful people figure out what activities get them to the success that they want. Like they figure out the right things to do, because there's so many things to do in a day that we could just get lost in them, and then we could get so frustrated and throw the towel in and be like, you know what, I'm really not getting anywhere. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I don't want to waste my time and have time away from my family when I don't see progression happening. So that is a struggle for you and I both to figure out, okay, what activities are going to get us the furthest ahead in our business, and then let's do the other fun stuff later. It's definitely getting your power hour in. Like you can build a Beachbody business in an hour a day 90 minutes a day, whatever that looks like for you. I know the coaches that are in the top 10, they're working 8-hour days. I mean, they have to be. They have an assistant or whatever that looks like. But for us, we can get it done pretty quick. So definitely, if you can turn off your notifications on Facebook, that's a great way to do it, because then you don't hear them. Or turn off, I always mute my notifications on Facebook. And then I don't read messages if I'm not ready to organize my thoughts or organize the person that I'm talking to, because I have a list that I work from to where I'll move them into a different section as they're going. And so if I'm not focused and like actively in my work brain, then I won't even open the message. So that's a great way to do it, because then you know, okay, these are all unread messages. Awesome. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to read them all. I'm going to get to it. And, it's always fun to, reply back to your friends first. But if you guys are getting on there, I want you to be, if it's your work time, get your work done first, because I'm always going to be there. Whoever else is messaging you, they're always going to be there, and you're going to feel just better about everything if you stick to your priority list. And it's going to feel amazing when you can get that freedom in there. So hopefully I'll give you some more tips tonight as we go here, but that's kind of the main heart of what I want to talk about tonight. So no Facebook scrolling. If you find yourself, like, I'll literally find myself scrolling, and then I'll just say to myself, hashtag time suck, time suck, time suck. Like, it's just sucking my time. And if you are not building your dream, and like, I always think this to myself, like, I'm building someone else's dream if I'm not building my own. Like, I'm doing something for someone else if I'm not actually doing something for myself in this moment. So you really have to be careful where you spend. I don't know if that makes sense, but kind of where you spend your time, and making sure that your business is priority. So Matt and I just had this talk. I'll just share a little story. We were just talking last week, and I get this looming feeling over my head. Like, I've got so many things to do, and the day ends, and I haven't got half of them done, and I'm so frustrated. And I feel like a bad mom, bad parent, got tons of guilt going on. And I know there's a ton of working, like you guys, most of you are working moms. So you're doing Beachbody on the side, where Beachbody is my full-time thing. I do aesthetics on the side. So it's a little bit different for you guys. So you guys need to be even more focused. Like, when you sit down, you need to like bust it out and not even play. Be like, put on your I'm not playing hat, okay? And just get it done, because in 3 years from now, you'll be super glad that you did, that you made your work time a priority. So yeah, I was just telling him, I'm like, man, I don't feel focused. I don't know how, I just had I'm like, I feel like I'm spinning. I feel like I'm not doing anything productive. And of course we are, because we're building momentum in everything that we do. And Matt just called me out, because he's so good at, Matt's super good at like knowing where you need to be doing something. Like, if you guys ever feel like your head's spinning, you just need to text him or call him and be like, okay, Matt, this, and this. And he'll be like, you need to do this and this. You're like, okay, good. Thank you. Like, he's so good at that. And he's like, babe, it's because you're not getting your invites down. And part of this business is, write this down if you're taking notes. You need to get your story in front of 1 to 3 people a day. I'm going to say 3 people a day, because then that sets the bar higher. But really, like, that is what I feel. You guys have heard that book, Eat That Frog. It's a great book to get. And I literally have to say that to myself, like, eat that frog. Do the stuff that I don't want to do first and get it out of the way for the day. So for me, that is reaching out to 3 people. And so last night it was like 11 o'clock. And before I shut my computer, I reached out to 3 new people and started conversations with them. But if I could just do that in the morning and get it done with, I would feel, if I could just get my power hour done, do everything I know I needed to do, and I'll show you guys a checklist here in a minute, then I would feel better. I'd feel more accomplished, right? I feel like I own the day, like I have freedom in my day, because I did all the things I know I need to do to move my business forward. Now the other stuff can just be extra. And I won't have that looming feeling, and I won't have the guilt, and I can be present with my kids. Like, when I was at the Smart Success Seminar last March in California, I mean, if you guys have been around people that are super present, it's a trip, because I'm so distracted, and I'll be like thinking about, something I need to be doing next, or looking at my phone, or doing something. And these people are like, they look at you, they're present, their energy is really present. And these are some of like people that Shalene's mentored. And it's a pretty cool feeling to have someone actually be all there in the moment. And I think I know we need to be all there. And that's prioritizing our time is going to get us to a place where we can just be present in the moment with our kids. We're not going to be thinking about, I mean, sure, you can brainstorm, like I'm with the kids and I'm at the park or something and I'm like, ooh, that'd be a good idea for a post. Or, I'll brainstorm my business and I keep my momentum going with creative thinking throughout the day. But like to really have your heart there and be listening, that is so important, guys. So I can't stress that enough. And you're going to feel better once you get your work done. You'll be able to do that more. I know, because that's how it works for me. This opportunity with Beachbody is about freedom, and I want it to stay that way for us. And that's why I want to help give you guys the tools as best I can to help you manage your life to where you do feel free. You feel like, man, I can earn an extra income, or I could build a 6-figure income if I want to, and it's going to feel free. And I can guarantee you the coaches that have been in this business, I've heard them say over and over, like for 6 years, they just stuck through it. They were consistent for 6 years. They have freedom. They get to do what they want when they want it. And it's not because they got in early. It's not because they got put on a strong leg or on this amazing big team. It's because they never quit and they didn't stop doing their posts and their invites and their follow-ups and running a challenge group. They didn't stop that for like a 3-month period and then, oh, maybe I'll pick it back up. No, they looked at it like it's a business. I'm going to plan ahead. Okay, so that's another thing I want to talk about, like planning ahead. And they stood the course of time. The test of time really is what they did. And I was just reading in my Magic of Thinking Big book, and it says, like you guys have probably heard this before, where it'll say, you've heard like, oh, there's plenty of room at the top. And yet we always tend to think like, there's not enough room at the top. It's so hard. How does anybody ever really make that much money or really get to that point in their career where they feel, that sense of achievement or whatever that looks like? And it's totally